Hey, what's up guys, Chris here, and today I'm going to be checking out the offensive hero Reaper in Overwatch, going over a bunch of useful info, tips and tactics. Because Reaper is an offensive character, it means he's better suited to rushing objectives and taking on other heroes in the middle of all the action, and his abilities allow him to push forwards and harass opponents up close, generally making him more useful for attacking enemies head on. Reaper's got a slightly higher health pool than most of the other characters, with a total of 250 HP. 50 more than all of the other offensive heroes, plus he can dish out a fair amount of damage easily to his enemies in CQC. Because of his higher health and ease of use, Reaper's been given the difficulty rating of 1 star, as it shouldn't take too much precision or strategy to be an effective player. So originally, before Reaper became the evil, mysterious mercenary he's well known for being, he was part of Overwatch during the Omnic Crisis, as he led the strike team and fought alongside other Overwatch members. After this event, he became the head of Blackwatch, overseeing secret covert operations and training other heroes for combat. As time went on, he became jealous of his former best friend, Soldier 76, receiving all of the glory and the fame, whilst Reaper had to stay under the radar. And so he organised a rebellion, leading to a conflict at the headquarters. An explosion supposedly killed both Reaper and Soldier 76, but both escaped. And after narrowly surviving with a bit of help from Mercy, Reaper's cells had changed, decaying and regenerating at super fast rates, allowing him to morph into a ghost-like figure and essentially vanish into the air. He became a masked terrorist and mercenary, often working with evil organisations such as Talon. But his main objective is to hunt down and kill former Overwatch members, eliminating them one by one to take his revenge. Now, taking a look at those weapons and abilities, Reaper's primary attack is a pair of Hellfire Shotguns that can tear through enemies at closer ranges, but they aren't very effective further away. The shotguns fire shells, with each blast containing 20 pellets, and these pellets each deal between about 2.1 to 7 damage, depending on range, meaning that a single blast up close could wipe out up to 140 HP. Stronger damage can be dealt within 11 meters, but due to both range drop off and the wide spread of the pellets, beyond this is going to deal less, even if your aim is bang on point. You'll be able to fire off 8 blasts at a time, alternating between the 2 guns before you'll run out of ammo for them. Being able to shoot 2 shots per second means that it's totally possible to deal 280 damage a second, which can be devastating at point blank range. Though of course most of the time, not all of your pellets are going to hit your target, and the amount of damage varies depending on both range and accuracy. Because of the high damage drop off with the shotguns, combined with that widespread pattern, you're going to have much better chances getting as close as you can to your opponents, flanking around the map, and surprising them from behind. It's easy to deal damage down to the pellet spread, and you don't have to be super accurate to start chipping away at health. But to maximise that damage and kill faster, it's usually best getting up close and personal on someone who isn't paying attention, and blast them away as near as you can. The Hellfire Shotguns can be very deadly on larger tank characters with bigger hitboxes, as more pellets are likely to make contact. And although the higher health amount might seem a little bit intimidating, you'll be able to wipe this away very quickly, especially if they're nearby. A useful ability for defending yourself is Wraith Form, which basically increases your speed and makes you temporarily invincible for 3 seconds, though you won't be able to use your shotguns or other abilities when in use. This is a great backup ability to escape from a firefight and allow yourself to adjust back into combat or gather any health. Whenever surrounded by a group of enemies, Wraith Form can quite often save your life, letting you get the hell out of there, and into the safest place you can find. Using this as a retreat tactic is effective, as moving backwards towards your spawn when low on health will sometimes save you, with teammates rushing back into the fight from that direction, becoming new targets for an enemy that's chasing you. Though Wraith Form is effective for running away, it's also good for advancing too, as you can use the ability to rush forwards through dangerous areas, and right up close to hostile players, gunning them down once nearby. Because you're invincible when activating Wraith Form, it'll also counter most other heroes' ultimate abilities, and potentially lethal attacks if timed correctly. Plus it will completely remove Tracer's Pulse Bomb, along with Zenyatta's Orb of Discord, making it a perfect ability to hold onto for whenever you need to avoid deadly attacks, escape from your position, or advance towards enemies and objectives quickly and safely. Now, Reaper isn't as mobile and lightweight as some of the other offensive heroes, meaning he can't avoid and manoeuvre around opponents quite as well. But what he lacks in speed, he can make up for with his passive ability called the Reaping. Any damage taken that could have been possibly avoided with other heroes can be gained back easily with Fallen Souls, which drop alongside your enemy's dead bodies. These can be collected, granting Reaper 50 HP back per soul, providing him with a steady flow of health so long as your enemies are dying nearby. This works well with his close quarters playstyle and rewards you for killing players nearby. It means you can endure long battles without the need to hunt down health packs. If surrounded, it's often best to take out enemies with low amounts of health first, resupply your own health with their dropped soul, and continue to kill the others, going for the weaker enemies first and keeping you in the battle for longer. Next up is an ability called Shadow Step, which lets you teleport around the map, marking a spot in the distance only to disappear and reappear to that marked location. It's got a maximum range of 35 meters, so it can't be used to travel a huge distance away, and the teleport animation takes round about 2 seconds. Whilst using Shadow Step, you won't be able to use abilities, you won't be able to move, and you will be able to take damage, making you a very vulnerable target if used at the wrong time. This means that it's not a very good escape ability, as an enemy can kill you in that short delay. It's best used as more of a traversal tool to help you reach higher ground and for flanking the opposing team, popping up behind to take them out unexpectedly. Whenever using it, make sure that you're in a safe place and there aren't any enemy players hanging around in your location. And also make sure that you're not going to reappear right in front of an opponent, as they'll have the advantage and take you out whilst you're immobile. To safely and quickly reach areas with a lot of enemy players, such as objective points, use the Shadow Step to teleport to a high vantage point such as a rooftop or ledge, and then just simply drop down next to them and blast them away with those shotguns. This way, you're not going to be vulnerable whilst teleporting, but you can still reach your targets just as fast. So as for Reaper's ultimate ability, this comes in the form of Death Blossom, which is basically a short-range frenzy of shotgun blasts, dealing massive amounts of damage to all enemies nearby in all directions. It's one of the deadliest ultimates in the game, as it can cause 600 damage in an 8 meter radius, lasting for 3 seconds, and when used at the right moment, you can completely wipe out entire teams and clear objectives from hostiles. Movement speed is reduced, and you are a fairly easy target to kill for players at longer distances, which is why you're going to want to be out of any sniper sightlines and right in the middle of a cluster of enemies, before you activate the ability. An easy way to do this is by using that Shadow Step to teleport up to ledges and higher platforms, and drop down in the middle of the action, activating Death Blossom as soon as you land. And by using that element of surprise, your opponent won't see you coming. It's always best to use that ultimate ability unexpectedly, from a space that you can silently approach from, as you can and most likely will be killed if you activate it whilst your targets are aware of your position. The Death Blossom can be interrupted early by McCree's Flashbang or Roadhog's Hook, so just be aware of this and make sure that you use it in an open space that doesn't have cover or walls that your targets can dash behind, as the damage can only be dealt to targets in line of sight that aren't hiding behind cover. Anyway, Reaper is a great character for rushing objectives, getting in the middle of all the chaos, and destroying the opposition up close. He's much more effective against tank characters than a lot of other heroes, plus he's got a slightly higher amount of health than most, along with being able to both gain health back from dead enemies and become temporarily invincible. Having good map knowledge and knowing the best vantage points to flank enemies from is going to be very useful when using Reaper, as to be an effective player, you're going to have to get up close and sneak up to and around your targets to get the drop on them, taking on lone targets one at a time and focusing your fire on individuals instead of running into a group head first. Reaper might not be the most mobile offensive character, but his close range damage and useful flanking powers make up for it. So that's just about it for this one, guys. Come and check out loads more Overwatch guides on my channel, subscribe to stay updated, and hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.